Babwe Banter, Babwe Banter.
Welcome to Babwe Banter, celebrating all your local, national, international news, all coming up on this show. We are very, very lucky to have Tadiwa Paranyatwa as our first guest. How are you, brother?
Very well, very well. Thanks for having me. Good to be here for the first gig, and I'm excited for what's to come on the show today.
And Jan the man?
Robbie, do you like my shoes?
Size 14.
Yeah, size 14, pal. You can walk on water with these guys, pal.
Oh, no, those are biggies. Matty, my boy, how's it going?
Perry, I see you've got the same shoes. Would you like to show everyone in the audience? It looked almost the same size.
Schooners are coming out, I'm a bit smaller there, eh? but only in the shoe department.
Looking good.
JJ, welcome to the show.
Robbie, how's it going?
Good, man. We've got some good rugby coming up. JJ is going to be covering a lot of that. We've also got to just say ACHPP, the Alistair Campbell high performance has been outstanding. Thank you for having us as Babwe Banter. It's been awesome, guys. Jan, I think it's incredible that the high performance program is assisting us with Babwe Banter.
Yeah, it's also lekker. And Jono, he's gutted he couldn't be here. He's playing against he's playing for Zim A against Pakistan A. I think they're known as the Shihans, if I'm not mistaken. Shaheens, sorry.
Shaheens.
The Shaheens. And they lost the first game. Look, it was, Zim didn't really put up much of a fight in the first innings. And Pakistan, I mean, they made like 500 odd runs. And then Zim made a bit of a contest of it. And they came back as their second innings. They were 401 all out.
I'm glad to hear that was a 5-day. Because
no, it was a 4-day, yeah.
4-day.
A 4-day guy. And so they're playing at the moment in Mutari. I think today, Zim, look, at lunchtime, they were looking pretty good. They were about 112 for 1. And I think there was a slight tumble. So, Jono, we miss you. And hopefully we'll get him on the next show, Rob.
Well, coming up after this, we've got all our bodybuilders. This couch is going to be full up. Stay tuned to that. We will be back after the break.
Babwe Banter. Babwe Banter.
Welcome back to Babwe Banter. We needed a bigger couch here tonight with all the big boys that are on here. Fundisai Shiripinda, welcome to the show tonight.
Oh, thank you very much. It's a pleasure being here.
And we've also got Ryan Gumbo. He is the owner of Triceps Athletes.
Thank you very much.
Welcome, Ryan. And then Aaron Musarurwa. Hello, boys.
Thank you so much. What's up, boss?
Fundi, tell us a little bit about what's happening here with these boys and Triceps and what's happening.
So, my name is Fundisai. I'm originally a bodybuilder, shall I say, but I'm an engineer. So I've been training for a long time now, and when I was in university in China, I actually competed in the juniors, and I managed to come second in a row, 2 years straight, and I had to compete with the seniors. And I wasn't ready for that, but...
Were you using Chinese years? Why did you get confused? Oh, it's a Zimbabwean birth certificate.
No, they actually changed. He said, when I got there, they said you had to be 21 and below. And there was no way I was going to do that because I wasn't 21 by the time. So I ended up doing the men's senior, and there's some really big guys there, about 15 guys.
So with you saying that, you didn't go to Churchill?
No, clearly.
Just checking.
I only have one birth certificate.
Okay, not two like they do. Okay, just checking.
Yeah, Ryan, just tell us quickly about the Triceps Fitness Academy. What is it about?
Yeah, it's a movement that focuses more on improving the lifestyle of people in Zimbabwe. We know that today's society, it's all important to be active, physically active, whether a male, a female, an athlete, or a bodybuilder. It's always important to actually be looking after your health. So at Triceps, we actually focus on gym supplements, gym nutrition. We don't only focus on bodybuilders, but we focus on most everyone in the community. Ladies, guys, like you who just want to get rid of the stomach and look good. So
Whoa.
Guys like you.
So, you know when these guys start talking about bodybuilding, okay, so maybe you guys are like a high-rise building. I am a Zen garden, okay? This body is a temple, my man.
So we actually a company that focuses more on just providing nutrition for the whole country in general. So we just more like encouraging you guys to actually stick to a healthy diet. You bring your supplements in, and well, you look good.
Aaron, tell us about your journey of bodybuilding.
Okay, so I'm Aaron Musarurwa. A Zim junior bodybuilder, yes. So the thing is, with me, bodybuilding in Zimbabwe, I started bodybuilding when I was 19 years old. And I started popping up the gym, you know, lifting weights, just lifting without any, you know. So I then got a person who just invited me and said, look, you got a good physique. You might contest in some shows like the national shows and stuff. And then Ryan came in the part now. It was good. It was amazing because it was my first time, you see. So last year, 2022, that is when I started hyping the sport. And at the same time, I started winning shows, the Harare Classic, the Blaawai Classic, winning all the shows. And then I came the national junior bodybuilder last year, and I got my national pro card. And then I went for an international. That was my first international show in SA. That was called NPC. And yeah, there was a little bit challenge because there were a lot of athletes there, good physique and stuff. So it was a good challenge for me, and it gave me a lot of inspiration and stuff. So I came third in my first international show. Yeah. So now we got a journey. We are going for the Arnold Classic. We're 9 days
Yes,
out.
please.
Yes.
We may just be there.
So it's a win for us. We are coming with the medal and the trophy, the champion.
Who helps you with your posing?
Okay, so Ryan came in all the scenario in terms of posing, in terms of the diet. How was the supplementation and stuff. I'm being sponsored by Triceps, and I'm a member of Triceps as well.
I'm just saying it because you look at a lot of the big shows. You look at like Nick Walker. You look at Ronnie Winkler.
Oh, okay.
And
okay.
the reason he was not as good as he got to in the end, in the beginning, was just because of his posing. So you take that into a big part of your practice and everything when you're going through it?
Yes. Actually, we do poses after some training every day because it's a must. You have to be solid enough. You don't have to sweat on the stage. So you have to practice not to get cramps on the stage. So yeah, posing routine. So crazy.
Yeah,
and
so
so
people
hard.
don't understand how sore the
People,
posing
they don't
is.
understand that. Yeah.
I know
It's
what
so
it's
tough.
like because I'm always looking at myself in the mirror, you know?
Yeah, you got it, man. I can see that. Yeah.
Robbie, how's he sucks, bro? Yeah, you're sponsored by Triceps. I'm sponsored by Biceps.
Triceps.
All right.
There is a legend, George. Jan, you can share this. This legend, the veteran that's doing so well.
Yeah, apparently. So in our news, in one of our news reports, so seasoned bodybuilder, beloved George, is looking forward to leaving a mark at the inaugural World Fitness Federation Zimbabwe, the WFFZ, and the Midlands Championship set for Queen's Club this Saturday. George is a veteran athlete who's seen it all in men's fitness physique, and he will be part of a strong cast that will take part in the inaugural tournament that was launched last month. They say the Rhodesville-based Hulk said he was ready for the challenge.
Is he a big boy?
Challenge.
So that's
Okay.
from one of our papers this morning. Do you know Beloved?
Yeah, I know Beloved very well. For myself, you just said a bit about myself. Being the CEO of Triceps Zimbabwe, it obviously has got a journey behind it. Yes. So I used to compete. I've won several titles, the Mr. Zim title. I actually do men's physique. So owning a company and getting to sponsor other people is part of my passion, because if you look at bodybuilding, there are several challenges that athletes face during the journey. So for myself, after I have been experiencing some of those problems during my entire career, I then found it possible to actually get to help other guys, other athletes to get to find and unleash the beast in them and look good on stage. So if you look at guys like Aaron, there's George, I've known those guys for quite some time. So if you look at Beloved George, I used to compete with him back then in 2016. We used to do men's fitness together, and he's been doing well. You see, like for a lot of shows, look at last year, he's done some shows, he's won some shows, and even this year, he's looking forward to actually get to humiliate people on the stage. So it even goes on further, looking at him as a bodybuilder, has actually got a very impressive career that is in front of him.
So is he more into like a strongman, or what does George compete? What differs from what you guys do to what George does?
All right. So if you look at bodybuilding, we have categories. There's the men's fitness, there's the bodybuilding. Aaron is in the bodybuilding category.
Open.
I do. He's the junior.
Junior
He does-
open.
Yeah, he does junior bodybuilding. I do men's physique. So I didn't start doing men's physique initially at first. I started off as a men's fitness athlete, then I evolved to become a men's physique athlete. So going to South Africa, that's when I actually improved more on my competition on the men's physique. So if you look at Beloved George, he's an athlete. He goes on stage, but his division is men's fitness. So he's also one person that is looking forward to actually get to come and get to compete with some of the guys like myself, to evolve from the men's fitness to the men's physique category.
I think their posing is very different, eh?
Yeah, the posing is totally different.
And
You
another thing on that, their trunks are different. You know, the bodybuilders wear the trunks which look like spandex.
When we're talking about trunks, we're talking about them Speedo guys.
Yeah, the Speedo guys.
Bikini, yeah.
Yeah, kind of like a bikini.
This is what kept me out of bodybuilding.
So for us, but you can still do my category because we actually do wear shorts. You know, you just jump
With
on
those
stage
boots, it might be frightening.
with the shorts.
Right,
Just
let's talk quickly about the Arnold Classic. Are you prepared for it? Are you guys ready to go? I mean, it's next weekend. It's going to be absolutely epic there. I mean, are you guys ready?
Yeah, definitely. Looking at an athlete like myself, I've been there. I've went to Arnold Classic. I've won a gold medal in 2022. I was the overall champion in the men's muscular physique. So it even something that even inspired Aaron. So getting to assist him, I've been on stage before. I've got the experience, and I definitely know that having someone like Aaron on board, we can definitely assist him, and he does well on stage. So he can even tell us that you can actually hear it from himself. How well prepared.
How's it going?
Aaron, the shooter, please tell us.
The shooter.
The shooter.
The diet is so crazy, to be honest, because it's 12 weeks on dieting. Just imagine you're like taking a little bit carbs, taking a little bit more protein. The thing that gives you energy are the carbs, right? Everybody knows that. The calories, the carbs, you see. So if you're now engaging into like low carbs and more protein, you might get a little bit energy, but at the same time you're building more muscle tissue, a rock hard muscle tissue. So for me, it's been nice because it's a new experience, right? And I've tried my best, to be honest. And 9 days out, we're gonna make it for the Arnolds. To be honest, we're gonna make it. Yeah.
Guys, just quickly as well about supplements. A lot of people are scared about supplements. Ryan, maybe you can cover this, just about handling supplements properly. How do you do it, and making sure that you get the right supplements?
Right. So I'll start with supplement. If you look at a supplement, it's a product that is meant to address a known gap in someone's diet, or it can be a product that you can take on consistent basis to actually help you towards a certain objective you have. So when you're looking at supplements, people, they get so confused. They think supplements are drugs. But if you look at most of these products, how they are manufactured, if you look at whey protein, we have the vegan protein, which is just made from vegetables, like if you look at most of the things like whey protein, is made from dairy. So there are people, like we say, people who are lactose intolerant. So most of these products, they are natural. So if you look at the products that we've got here, we've got a whey protein, we've got amino acids, and a pre-workout. So basically for anyone who's out there into training, despite being a bodybuilder or what, maybe you're just into general fitness, you need supplements to actually help you to fill in the gaps on your diet. Because obviously for you to look good, for you to achieve your fitness goal, you need to make sure that diet is on point. And when you're looking at diet, we're looking at the macros, the protein, the carbs, the fats. So for most people, it's a bit of a challenge to actually make sure you're getting the protein coming in from your meals, the carbs coming in from your meals. So when you're now having a deficiency in those areas, you struggle to see results. So that's when supplements come into play to help you, to assist you get to meet up your daily protein target, to assist you to get to improve your performance in the gym. You all know that you've got to be training harder. If you want to lose weight, you've got to be doing your cardio consistently, replenishing your energy, replacing your lost electrolytes. If you look at amino acids, we obviously need to recover after training sessions. So supplements are obviously very important to anyone who does fitness or to anyone who's looking forward to. They are not meant for people who does bodybuilding only. We've seen a lot of ladies that come and use whey protein for baking. You can make your smoothies. If you go to supermarkets like Bon Marsh, they use whey protein to make smoothies, which is obviously a healthy lifestyle. So if you look at these supplements, they're all important to almost anyone in the society.
So it's like putting fuel in a car. When you go to the Zimbabwe garage, you get that blend E50, what. In fact, you need unleaded 95.
You see?
Yeah. Okay.
I think that being said, though, I think that's why you need to go to people like this who supply you with the correct protein. Because if you just go and buy some, budget name off the streets, your body can't absorb what you need to absorb. So that's why you need to go and get the correct product from the correct people and not just buy some stuff off the side of the street, because then you don't know what you're buying. Your body's not going to absorb it, and it can actually do more harm than good. So just go to someone who knows what they're doing. Someone like these guys, make sure you get the correct product, and then you're going to be on the way.
I know what I'm doing. Trust me, I get my protein from Billy's Meats. Billy's Meats. And you need to apply fire.
Is that where you got your shoes from, Butch?
Gents, I'm just going to say good luck, Fundi, Ryan, Aaron. Good luck with, obviously, the Arnold Classic. We might see you there next week. That's going to be exciting stuff. We have got an exciting challenge coming up right now. We're going to see how many push-ups you guys can do. And then there's going to be a flex as well. So
I'm not
they're going to be
ready for
flexing. Jan and I ain't flexing. These boys are going to be flexing. And apparently Matt also might be flexing with the boys. Apparently, ask Jan.
I think, look, Robbie, I think it's, if we ask these guys who has got the best physique, because you and I mean, we've been gymming with our biceps. And Matty, you're the only guy who's actually gymmed. So, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. Matt, here we go, Matt Tamling, our one and only Babwe Banter bodybuilder, getting it out there with the absolute pros.
That's coming up next. Stay tuned.
Babwe Banter.
Welcome back to Babwe Banter. We've now got something epic happening. Our own host, Maddie, my boy, is going to be stuck with these beasts, and Jan is going to be commentating on what's happening. We're talking about some push-ups, and then we're going to talk about some flexing. That's all coming up. Jan Ferreira.
Right, Robbie, it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you our panel of experts here, and they are all taking on this this absolute, it's Matt. Matt Tamling. Right, ladies and gentlemen, what's going to happen is these guys are going to do their absolute max push-ups, and let's see if Matt can keep it within the ballpark.
Come on, Maddie.
Right, Maddie, our support is with you because you're taking on some mother oaks here. Right, are we ready, gentlemen? Can we please get on our faces? And ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, my heaven. 13. So, Rob, I tell you what, they have started clap push-ups on that side. And, the feet have come off the ground, and Matt Tamling is keeping up with the absolute behemoths. And they keep going. It doesn't even look like there's sweat happening here. I think there might be a bit of a water shortage for Maddie.
Come on, Maddie.
I think there's going to be a little bit of chafing between those arms. Right, Maddie's gone for the 4 spider wide stance. You can see his legs, and Maddie's brought them back in together. And the experts, they are just looking at each other, about to have a conference, ladies and gentlemen, a conference amongst each other. They are ready. And in fact, I might encourage them to start singing us some songs. Maddie's
down.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, that's Maddie out. And we still have
Come on, boys. Fundi's down.
The coaches dropped out. Right now, it's the battle of the youth versus the experience. The youth still going.
Come on,
and
boys.
the experience drops out. The youth is still going. Ladies and gentlemen, and he goes, he's going for the little ones. And if you look at the size of these things, I'm not washing for a week. It's looking unbelievable. Well done, ladies and gentlemen. And a massive round of applause from everyone outside. Excellent stuff. High fives all around,
Well done,
guys.
boys.
Well done, well done, well done.
Right, coming up next is going to be the Flex Challenge. That's all coming up right now. The Flex Challenge coming up.
Zimbabwe Banter.
Right, just watching that made me tired, and Jan as well. Lovely commentary, Jan. Right, now coming up is the Flex Challenge between our 4 boys here.
Right, I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start with the expert. We're going to get the coach to go first and show us how this is done. Then we're going to go with the champ himself, the Arnold champ, and then we're going to be followed by Maddie, who's going to go third, and then the young protege is going to finish it all for us. And let's see, by throwing Maddie in amongst all these oaks, let's hope that he can show us something. So we're going to start off here with Coach. Coach, look, we've got to start somewhere. And, Coach, sorry. We're going to start somewhere. So let's see what you got. Actually, I want to close my eyes because this might hurt my feelings. Oh, my heaven. I'm not commentating on men's bodies.
My word.
She's like... Yes, ladies and gentlemen, if you throw a shot put in this area, he can catch it with his chest. Right, and there we go. And he is showing us his back. And this is known as the backstroke crawl. My goodness.
Okay, I'm sitting down.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, all that we can hope is that Maddie, I don't know what's going on in his mind at the moment, but we're looking at a man's physique here that has won the Arnold Challenge, and that's me. We also have this guy, but look at that. And ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause from our crowd in the stands here.
Well done, Ryan.
Well done, that is
Well
excellent.
done, Ryan. Okay, next up.
Next up. I guess I'll go before Aaron. No, Aaron will go last. Aaron will go last. Right, here we go. Hey. Okay, hang on there, Brighton. You just. Okay, so now we're going to have a leg war, and he is crushing a can of baked beans between his hands.
Damn.
Right, he's removing the vest, ladies and gentlemen. Now, the practice maneuver for this is when you get into traffic and you see a Honda Fit, all you got to do is dent his door because this man will dent it further.
Well done, Fundi.
That is unbelievable. High five there. Slip me
That's
some
a beast.
skin. That is epic.
Right, Aaron.
Ladies and gentlemen, Robbie, I think this is the time we've been waiting for this. Hang on, no, we need him to go last. Let's see what Maddie's got
Maddie,
first.
my boy.
Let's get Maddie in there. And
Let's get
Maddie,
the cameras out. Get the cameras out.
okay, somebody bring me a comb so I can comb his chest, please. Just.
Oh, Maddie, my boy.
Maddie. Come on. Right, let's hear what. Now, I think the challenge here is the cigarette box challenge, Maddie. And all you got to do is hold a cigarette box between your pecs. Oh, failure.
Here we go, one more, guys. Aaron.
Right, and the last one. Yeah, Aaron.
That's him.
This is the junior upcoming champ, ladies and gentlemen. We've been told to watch this space. Jeez.
My way.
Right, we're getting down and dirty. Down and dirty.
Damn.
Robbie, I don't know, that is unreal.
Jan,
Yes. Robbie, like, those are thighs, chum. Imagine if KFC sold thighs like that, my man. I'll tell you what, there would be no queues. Look at that. Thighs like that, my man. I'll tell you what, there would be no queues. Look at that.
right. We want to thank our guys. Jan and I are out of here.
Yeah, we're out of here. Right.
Cheers.
Zimbabwe Banter.
welcome back to Babwe Banter. A reminder to follow us on Instagram, as well as subscribe to our YouTube channel, Babwe Banter, as well as like and share on Facebook. Jan, the FBC Golf Challenge, the Zim Challenge that happened over the weekend, some exciting stuff there, and obviously an excellent winner from South Africa.
My man, I'll tell you what, Rob, the only golf that I've actually sat and watched is Leon Schuster in Mr. Bones with his guara guara. So, yeah, we'll give it a crack here, Rob. But yeah, it looks like Neil Shottercat.
Shottercat.
So, yeah, he won the FBC Open. Our Zimbabwean, his brother, Kieran Vincent, he came in 6th. And yeah, it was at the Royal Harare Golf Club. That's about all I can tell you about golf there, Robbie. And,
well, I had the privilege of going down there and watching, conducted a couple of interviews on the Sunday. We caught up with Jacques de Villiers, and we can actually check that out right now. So sitting at the Royal Harare Golf Club, and let me tell you, you've got a very, very happy Jacques de Villiers. Jacques, tell us about your experience here.
No, it's been great fun. It was always a nice privilege to come to Zim and play the Zim Open. Zim Open has a lot of heritage to it, and it's a great place.
Let's talk about heritage. Folks from Zimbabwe, tell us a little bit about your history.
Well, it's not my folks, my father's family.
Okay.
Right, so they're from Zimbabwe and Zambia, Rhodesia, and those, you know, when they started out. And yeah, they've been here since, I can't even remember, it's probably in the 60s.
Okay.
Yeah, my dad was born 64, so.
At least you remember.
Yeah.
History of how you got into golf.
Through my parents. My dad was an avid golfer, and I just took it up with him.
Okay.
Like spending time with him.
Nice.
and on the golf course. You know.
Okay, let's talk about your experience here at the Zim Open. It's been, you've had a really good 2 days, then it went slightly down.
Yes.
Today, and absolutely brilliant. Just talk us through it.
Well, this golf course is by no means easy, you know. So I obviously played really well the first day, second day, then messed up a bit on the back nine of the second day. The third day was tough. Third day was difficult. Greens were hard. Greens were fast. I wasn't hitting it well, which really punishes. So.
You were saying about the birdie this last hole that could have escalated you right up there.
Yeah, second alone. Yeah, that's so. But it's all right. I made a good par anyway.
So where are you sitting now? Obviously, there's a few games going.
Yeah, there's still a couple of guys coming in. I'm not sure how many left. I think only about 3 groups now. And yeah, so made par on the last. I'm lying. I was tied second. If I made birdie on the last, I'd be second alone, and the guys would have to catch up to me, which is obviously preferable to them moving away.
So you're hoping tie second is going to drop?
Yes, tie second is good.
This course compared to other courses in South Africa, and obviously you've travelled the world as well, challenge-wise, and obviously just, I mean, it's such pristine condition as well.
Yes, that's what's so nice about coming to play in Zimbabwe and Royal Harare Golf Club. They always keep the course get the course in a really, really good condition for us. So it's nice. It's top notch. The greens and quality and the roll of the greens, it's of the best. There aren't many that are better than this.
After this week, now it's not easy. You're on a plane back home, and then where are you off to?
Zambia in 2 weeks.
Nice.
2 weeks. Yeah, we leave. Oh, I don't know the date, but next Monday in 2 weeks. Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, listen, from the whole of Zimbabwe, from ZFM and everybody, we've just got to say congratulations on your achievements.
No, thank
Let's
you.
just quickly talk about that shirt. Did it keep you boosted, the Vita 24?
100%. Vita 24. They've helped me out a lot this week.
And I know you've also been enjoying with Graham and Paul.
100%. Yeah, they've been hosting me. Oh dear. Yeah, Graham and Paul, they've hosted me for this week and last year as well. So it's really nice staying with them. They're
If
good
people want to follow you on your golfing journey, how do they follow you?
On my Facebook page and Instagram, just Jacques de Villiers.
Jacques de Villiers.
Yeah.
Jacques, have a safe trip back, and once again, thank you for entertaining the Zimbabwe crowd. It's going to be obviously over all the channels in South Africa, but well done and congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks, Robbie.
Right, and checking out on soccer as well, Dynamos. Dynamos. Dynamos doing okay, struggling. I mean, there's not very much of a soccer group here, guys. Who's going to put their hand up for that?
I know Dynamos played rugby in Bulawayo at some point.
Will you tell us a little bit about Dynamos? What's happening there, brother?
Who, me? Not me. Definitely not.
I know. I've been following the news, and Dynamos had the Harare. There was the Harare derby last week, and they played against Caps United, and apparently there were like 27,000 people.
Jeez, what a crowd, eh?
Yeah,
27,000.
27,000. Just wrap your head around that guy. And it was a record for the last few years in Zim.
And where was that play, did you say?
I think it was at the National Sports Stadium. Yeah, it was at the National Sports Stadium. The Herald newspaper actually described it as a classic derby with an electric atmosphere with a standard of football befitting a showdown of this magnitude. So,
Who won?
the Dynamos won that one, 2-0.
But let's talk about Zimbabwe supporters, guys. You know, you're talking about cricket, you're talking about all our sport, rugby, it's soccer. I mean, you look at 27,000. That's a brilliant.
Hey, man, I tell you, at St. John's, it was jam-packed.
Yeah.
We had a gas.
There we go.
We were commentating, Jan and I, and it was full. And then at the Goshawks, it was very quiet just until the game was about to start. And then it also just filled up, and that was full as well. So it would have been better, in looking back, if they could have worked together. I know Goshawks were meant to be playing next weekend. I don't know why they brought the game forward to this past weekend. But, I mean, it would be nice to see sort of, Goshawks and schools or whatever working together, because that would have made an epic
Well, I think what happened there, Matt, was the Goshawks had a home game, but then South Africa was saying, no, they needed to travel. And then in the last minute, they were then told, okay, listen, you now got a home game again. So I think that was the issues that came about that. Perry, your opinion there?
But in line with stadiums and support, which sport would you reckon has the biggest following in Zimbabwe? You know, we
the biggest crowd or the biggest following?
The biggest crowd following, much of a muchness.
I think biggest following soccer, but biggest crowd cricket.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You know, how many fit there at Harare Sports Club? Whenever you know,
Harare Sports Club has a capacity of 9,000.
9,000.
9,000 at all. So 27,000.
27,000 at the soccer. You know,
yeah.
It's a big crowd.
And we don't even know the score.
Talking to Dirk Viljoen, he said that was probably one of the greatest atmosphere games against Ireland. He just said that was, even when he played, the goosebumps that he got from that, just the way the crowd came out, Maddie, and it was incredible.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's so good. I think Zimbabweans as a whole love their sport.
Yeah.
And I think that's why we're here to talk about it. And at least we've got a voice now. And if people do know about soccer and anyone's out there that wants to send us some data or be a part of us, let us know. You know, we had Listers, but he was talking about English soccer. No. So I don't think that's going to help us,
But Rob, while we also now with talking about the crowds and stuff and that whole island vibe, JJ, I mean, how lekker was it checking those Oaks just banging it off the rafters there? And now we've got the Cricket World Cup qualifiers coming. I mean, that's coming now in June. Yeah, so we're about 40 days away, hey? We literally just got to wait for Secunda to come back from the IPL, where he's ripping it up. And Secunda, on that note, he's got an batting average of like 25.6 in T20s in his first IPL tournament. So, you know, he's ripping it up. And you get Oaks like that coming back. Can you imagine those Oaks absolutely losing their mind?
Bowling average of 38.6 as well.
Yeah, I think his bowling hasn't been the greatest. He's only taken 3 wickets.
One for 19, I think it is,
Yeah.
and total wickets of 3. So that's all coming up. I mean,
But I mean, you think about someone like Secunda now coming back to Zim with the confidence that he's got from this IPL, how well he's going to do for our country, you know. And just off the back of this, I think it's going to do great things for Zim cricket, and hopefully more Zim cricketers can make their way to the IPL.
The thing is, Perry, you know, playing and rubbing shoulders next to people who've just come back from like things like that. That is what lighties live for.
Yeah.
If you've come out of Churchill and all of a sudden you're on the cricket field next to a guy who's been playing in the IPL, you've seen what he's been doing. Is that not going to boost the confidence of every lightie out on the cricket field that even gets an opportunity to meet the guy?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we live for. I mean, it's the same as rubbing shoulders with Fundi here. How many people come to watch you take your pants off?
Well, that's a lot.
9,000 people.
Talking about that, we've got one more month till the Cricket World Cup qualifiers. Jan, you've got the teams there of who's playing. Just shout out there.
Yeah, so Fundi, how much cricket do you watch?
Just enough.
Just enough. Okay, so we're going to see you at Harare Sports Club.
For sure, you're going to
Right.
definitely see me there. I'm going to be
Okay, because I think, Rob, also what's happening with these World Cup qualifiers, this is where we need Jono, because he'll give you all the sharp details. But I think these World Cup qualifiers are going to be across throughout Zim. There's a couple of venues, so Harare Sports Club, Old Hararians, and then in Bulawayo will be Queens and the BAC. Yeah. I think those are the only 4 venues.
Is there not one in Mutare as well?
No, as far as I know, I think they're only going to use those 4 and then just rotate the teams, because otherwise you're going to now transport teams to more cities.
Yes.
So they're just going to be based in Bulawayo and Harare, and I think what will happen is one pool will be based in Bulawayo and the other pool in Harare, and then there'll be knockouts. And the 2 finalists go through to the World Cup.
Well,
so we've got to win the semi.
Let's just hope it's more. You know, the last time they did this, they did it all in Bulawayo. And at least this time we're sharing it, because, you know, it would have been, that was for the last, when we went to the T20, eh? So this is obviously, let's just hope that we can share it equally and we all get to enjoy, because she's going down to
Well, let's hope our boys get there, that's for sure.
I stand to be corrected on the venues, Rob. Like I say, because it could all be here in Harare.
I doubt it.
Harare, Kwekwe, and Bulawayo.
Yeah, but for travel and
Quickly, because it's so nice, they named it twice. Hey, JJ.
So what are some of the big name teams that are coming up there in that T20 qualifier?
Zim and so I'll tell you actually how they qualified. So the Super League are the bottom 5 in the world rankings, and that is Ireland, Netherlands, Sri Lanka, West Indies, and Zim. So those are the bottom 5. They will fight it out, and then the League 2, the top 3 from their qualifier, and that's Nepal, Oman, and Scotland. And then the qualifier playoffs, which happened in Namibia, and it was the UAE and the USA. So Namibia have not qualified for the qualifiers. Yeah, so we're the only African nation being represented.
And we get quite a bit of loot from this, which is very exciting. Because I believe the sport needs it. It'll be great.
Well, let's wish our cricketers all the best. And yeah, Zimbabwe Banter is going to probably be there, and we're going to be covering a lot. We're kicking off now into rugby, guys. First division rugby. Gosh, Hawks, they've had 2 not too bad games, very close, JJ.
Yeah, they have been quite close, Rob. This last one here, quite an exciting team that came out. They didn't do too badly, but I think the next game or 2, hopefully we should take the next 1 or 2.
Just looking at the Gosh Hawks, obviously preparation-wise, that's not conducive, maybe to kind of be playing in South Africa, and then you're playing here, and then you're playing there. Obviously, the inconsistency.
I think the return of the Sevens players into the squad helped us a lot, and I think that shows on the scoreline. The Sevens really brought the score up, and we had a fiery game, and it really did help us. So let's just hope the forwards can get the backing and start getting behind the guys, because obviously we've got it in the back line, we've got the speed, we've got everything. It would just be obviously fronting up against those big boys not easy, eh? Yeah.
Okay, we're going on to primary schools as well now, Jan. The Musikili Sevens tournament was held, and that was, I think, in Zambia.
Yeah.
Hartman House and the team's doing very well.
Yeah, so a whole handful of Zim schools, Hartman House, Heritage, Wiesel, Bryden Ridings, Whitestone, they all traveled to Mazabuka in Zambia.
No Petra?
No, there was no Petra.
We would have won the whole tournament, I know.
Yeah, no, Jesus.
Yeah, probably left out because of that,
Anyways, so they did well, and I think the Hartman House Dragons, as they were called, they won the tournament. And I stand to be corrected, but I think Hartman House entered 2 sides, and both sides got to the knockout stages. So they did very well. It was very pleasing to see the primary schools going on tours, not just the senior schools. You know, we spoke about them earlier in the season. With all the high schools going, and yeah, the primary schools are now also coming to the party.
It's also good to see the grassroots, the lighties coming up and going out there and winning tournaments from Zimbabwe, and international tournaments playing against schools from across the board, and as Zim schools are stepping up with both their first and second teams, so it's brilliant.
I do remember going on tour like in grade 7, and you have a look at the size of the other players, and it gives you a good focus on, you need to start eating Jan's boerewors and wearing shoes the size of him when you go on tour. So it's always nice to see that. And it's nice to see that people like Hartman House could step up to the plate. Yeah. It's great, yeah.
Well, guys, we're also checking out the St. John's Pure Drop Derby Rugby Festival, which happened this last weekend. Guys, that was really good stuff for Zimbabwe. Perry, let's just talk to you. The support that was there, the rugby was close. I mean, St. John's versus St. George's by 5 points, 15-10. I mean, it was good rugby.
hell of a tournament, you know, and great turnout. There were 6,000 people there. We hear that they managed to sell 6,000 tickets through those gates. So that just shows the amount of support. Imagine being a schoolboy and having 6,000 people watching you. You know, that's quite sensational.
I think that's why there were quite a few knock-ons and penalties going on, because it was a bit overwhelming for some of those lighties.
Jeez, it was
being 16 years old and playing for a first team in front of that, coming from Form 3 last year, and all of a sudden, my goodness me. So yeah, very good. I mean,
you're quite conversed with Falcon. Falcon 19, Lamagandi 19.
Yeah.
Lamagandi is showing incredible hearts. I mean, is that maybe a team that's going to be the dark horse in this year?
Well, dark horse, they did so well last year. And you know, playing Falcon in Harare, and then now they're going to play them. Falcon are actually traveling to Lamagandi to play against them. That's going to be a bit difficult but you know, when you go to play Falcon at Falcon, that is now when it steps up, because those oaks at home are not a different. Yeah, they are a different beast. Yeah.
Fundi PE versus Churchill, 10-8 missed kick. Disappointing for the Churchill Bulldogs.
I mean, both sides are very aggressive. Even back in the day when I was at Saints, we always knew, like, when it's Centenary Day against Prince Edward, they're always going to bring out their best. But when it's now Churchill and Prince Edward, it's a different case. And you never really know each year who's gonna perform, outperform the other, because it's always a different atmosphere and they're always training differently. But one thing I do know about those boys is they actually do, like, intense training, eh? Like, serious training.
Well, PE travels to Falcon this weekend. That's not going to be easy.
No.
Falcon's going to be hurting.
Definitely.
They're going to be bouncing back. Home team, I mean, you know how tough it is there, Matt.
And look, that game was some close calls, eh? There were two. They were touch and go right in the corner. They gave one and they didn't give the other one. It was very tight. I think it could have gone either way.
Other games coming up this weekend, Hellenic and Peterhouse. Jan, your call on that one?
Yeah, Hellenic. Sorry.
Where they play?
They're playing at Hellenic. Look, you know, I tell you what, Hellenic have come in leaps and bounds, and they, you know, you say Lamagandi. Lamagandi's big team was last year, right? The Falcon Lamagandi game. I think that it was Falcon's game, and Lamagandi just through pure heart clawed back and they salvaged a draw. But that was something that Falcon will be ruining. And I think it's going to be a very valuable lesson for them as they take on the Tigers, because Tigers have got a contrasting style. When you watch that St. John's game, I mean, St. John's were very expansive, very structured, where PE are route one. And so now when you look at Falcon, you've got Derek Chiwara there, and he's brought in a very dynamic and structured approach to Falcon, and they've got some ball players, eh? So if they can get it right, I think PE is going to be in for some trouble. But Prince Edward, my friend, to stop that is going to be tough. Hellenic.
At Falcon, though.
At Falcon is going to be tough, chap. Yeah, with the Matabili ref, don't worry.
I interviewed their captain, and he was pretty confident. So let's just hope. I mean, well, for their sake, playing at home, let's just hope they pull one out of it.
What's also good about Hellenic, you know, and what we're starting to see with a lot of these upcoming schools, is Hellenic have now put very good coaches in Form 1, 2, and 3, you know, to sort of teach the kids the fundamentals, and now that's starting to show in their level of first team rugby, you know, and now all these kids are coming through the ranks, and they're actually, you mustn't rule them out too soon.
I think the theory was that they would play more sevens games so that they play more games, because they were looking at the numbers saying that kids only play like 11 or 12 games a season. 8 games a season. So if they can play sevens and they can do tournaments, they get to play like 20 or 30 games. So then they're playing real rugby, and then they can introduce that into the 15s, and then their kids are used to playing rugby. Absolutely. Real rugby. Yeah, so that's why that whole under the lights thing that we went to was all about building that. And I think they've got a very good plan there.
Rob, if there's one team that I reckon that we need to watch, and they are going to go travel to St. George's, and that's at CBC. So CBC, 100%. CBC have invested quite a lot in their rugby. Mr. Mohomba, that side, Kazito, he has done his homework. He's recruited some coaches, and they're putting in some good groundwork as well. So CBC, I mean, you know, if you think about it, they're 600 strong, eh?
Never underestimate Matabili, my boy.
Look, it pains me to say, but look, I'm actually looking forward to what the Hornets can do, because, you know, when you look at a school that size and they don't perform year in, year out, there's a lot of banter between CBC and Falcon, okay? And then there's this day scholar border thing. But the thing is CBC, they should be performing.
They should.
They've got the numbers. numbers. They've got access to coaches, to all the, and they're starting to put those structures in place.
Let's hope
Watch
they've
out
got
for the
access
Hornets
to
this
some
year.
water
Okay,
this
so
year,
there's
Jan.
lots of rugby happening. That Hellenic game is coming up at 3 p.m. at Hellenic. That's one of the bigger games. Right, now we're checking out the Zimbabwe under-20s have selected their 46-man squad. JJ, incredible stuff.
Yeah, it's exciting, Robbie, to see what these under-20s have accomplished so far, hey? Came back with the Barts Trophy last week, and it's just really exciting to see where Sean's taken these lads in the last year. We won it last year. He's gone and done it again, so well done to them.
Well, looking at their road, it's on the 15th of July. Zimbabwe takes on Scotland. They then take on Uruguay on the 20th of July, and then on the 25th, they take on Canada/USA. What does that mean?
So it's, I think they still have to do their qualifier. So it will be the winner between Canada and USA.
We thought they were going to be French Canadians.
Right, Jan, your opinion. Obviously, with the under-20s, they've built a back-to-back win. I mean, he should be going in with his tail up high.
Yeah, it's also like Sean said when he came onto the show last week. Last year was a learning curve for him about the Barts Trophy, right? So now this year, he's never been to a World Trophy before, and so he wants to use it. Well, he doesn't want to go there and lose, obviously. He's going to go there, but the main objective is to learn. Because if they can replicate next year what they've done this year, plus the lessons that they learn now, okay, regardless of how well they do, I'm backing them to actually do very well. Because, you know, like the expansive mindset that we've got in those players, and they've got a lot of cohesion, hey? And I often say when you coach a side, it doesn't matter what the game plan is. You can have the most archaic game plan, but it's all about buy-in. You got to get the buggers to buy in, and if everyone's aligned,
You're
right?
talking about busters, aren't you?
Yeah. But that's it. It's all about the buy-in, right? All aligning, and then you know where that guy's going to go, even if it's the dumbest game plan ever. And the thing is Sean has got himself quite a good game plan. They're very structured. Everyone knows where they're supposed to be. So the cogs turn, and little oil is required. You know, that's what you need.
Yeah, and I think also what's exciting with the under-20s, what they did last year, what they've done this year, and then going to the tournament, and then obviously if they do win, they're gonna be there again next year. We've got 3 years worth of training that's going to go into the Sable squad. So that's quite exciting.
Well, that's a great point. So it's absolutely brilliant. Good luck to Sean D'Souza, 46-man squad. It's going to be exciting stuff. I'm telling you, I think we're going to see some great stuff. Guys, just talking quickly about Bulawayo Madi, the Mat Warriors, dominating results in the recent Bulawayo Rugby Week tournament. 19-7 victory over OMS, 19-0 win over Western Suburbs, and a 17-7 win over Highlanders.
Well,
Did he call them OMS?
Yeah.
It's OMs, man.
OMs.
It's actually spelled Busters.
It's Busters.
It's a Busters.
But,
okay,
you know,
but they've done well.
Yeah, they have done so well, yeah. Look, like we've been talking about, Bulawayo have extremely good talent. It's gone back for centuries since we were playing. So, you know, I'm surprised people are surprised, to be honest.
Yeah.
They are very good. And, you know, finally they're getting some coaching, they're getting the right backing, and people picking up the talent that is there. I'm genuinely not surprised. They have got extreme amount of talent, and let's just hope they can keep on doing it.
Okay, cool. So, I mean, Bulawayo is doing really well. So it's good to see for the development of rugby of how they're coming through. Obviously, the structures are doing really well there. Just quickly onto the URC. We've got the Sharks and Bulls out. You must be crying.
Walk us through that.
Talk us through that there, JJ.
Yeah, Sharks and Bulls out. Bulls tried. They had a really sloppy season this last season. Jake has already come out guns blazing, saying he's going to do a lot of changes and stuff within the union. So we wait and see what's going to happen there. Sharks, unfortunately for them, they lost against Leinster. But not only do they lose and out of this URC, but they don't compete with the Heineken Cup next year. So they're only in URC, no Heineken Cup.
But signing of a new coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, let's talk about John Plumtree. I think that's probably the sign of the century. I mean, come on.
As a Sharks supporter and a passionate one, I tell
Trust
you
a
what.
Sharks person to be happy having a foreigner coaching them.
Come on. He is
Just
brilliant.
next year
He
we'll
is
have
brilliant.
the same conversation, Manny, and then we'll check. I'm chuffed. I'm very chuffed. to have old John Plumtree back. I mean, that was the Hurricanes coach. Then he became the All Blacks assistant coach. And
But didn't make the All Blacks coach.
So anyway, so he's come back saying that... So he's come back saying that Super Rugby has actually lost some of its spice. So now you got to keep... Look, I don't know, is he just trying to appease SA media? It doesn't matter. I'm going to take what I want to take from this. And he said
Typical Dutchman.
So to all my Dutch colleagues out there, please ignore... So Super Rugby's lost some of its spice, and that he says that the departure of the that's due to the departure of the SA teams.
Not due to them hiring foreigners.
And that they are missing out on the physicality. So...
Look, I think that's an outrageous statement. I mean, if you've been watching Super Rugby, the spice is still there. You know, it's still a good level of rugby. It's still exciting.
The spice is there, but not like it used to be. I mean, you've got this weekend we've got Crusaders and Blues.
Yeah.
That's going to be a spicy one. Australian teams, not so much look forward to there.
Yeah. Except the Reds, get around the Reds. They're playing some good rugby there.
Yeah, but
Perry,
look, the thing is, I didn't say it. It wasn't a South African. It was a Kiwi that said it.
That's fair.
And they're talking about their own rugby. So
why is a Kiwi talking about your club?
And so that's what I'm saying is when you have a look at this, I mean, the Drua, they're doing quite well, the Fijian side, but then Moana Pacifica, they haven't won a single game. They got close against the Blues, and then they had a proper brain fade. In the last minute of the game, they're under their poles, they're just defending.
Didn't they win their first one?
No, they haven't won a game. Moana Pacifica haven't won a single game. And then they go and they give away two cards and a penalty try.
No, that's unlike them.
They were down by, they were defending 6 points.
In the
they give away a
80th
penalty
minute,
try.
yeah.
Just quickly on John Plumtree. I mean, I'm a big fan of John Plumtree, but let's talk about the as a South African coach. If you're trying to get in through the systems and and the next thing they're bringing someone from overseas. I mean, is it a hard pill to swallow, Matt?
Yes.
Okay, we leave it at that.
No, it's a hard pill to swallow for someone like me. I'm just saying, look, Australians are always complaining. You know, the Lions did it. They brought in a whole bunch of people, and then they got rid of everyone and they rebuilt brilliantly.
Yeah.
I just think doing something like that has always got something, but it's a Sharks thing. They love doing things like that.
Matty,
So let them do it.
The money's there.
I think the difference with having John Plumtree there is he played for Natal Sharks and then left. Then he came back.
Why did he play for Natal Sharks? Because they didn't have a flank or whatever that they could get from their own country?
Okay, so then, Matty, then we can argue about all the South Africans playing overseas.
But then he came
not
back
now.
into a coaching role.
Not
with the
now.
Sharks.
So what? The Sharks can't bring in an oak, but our guys can go overseas. What are you saying?
I'm saying, look, they need you. We don't. South Africa don't need foreigners. Foreigners need South Africans.
Yeah. Okay, well, you heard it there, ladies and gentlemen.
Shots fired on Babwe Banter. Shots fired. Okay, so we're going to leave it at that. Just quickly, JJ, 2 South Africans in the Europe competition, possible player of the premierships. They're doing really well.
We still talking URC?
We're talking Europe.
Premiership.
Premiership.
The
English Premiership.
So Jasper Wiese, Rob Dupree.
Oh, you mean individuals?
Individuals.
Okay, sorry, I thought you meant teams.
Jasper
Wiese and Rob Dupree.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's they've had an outstanding season. Both of them, hey, top of their game. So I think Jasper Wiese is probably going to get it, eh?
Boys, how are we feeling about the build-up for the World Cup? We're getting there.
Well, geez, I'm a bit worried, to be honest. Okay, because worried, concerned, I don't know what adjective I want to use there, but the Irish have got 3 teams in the semis, and South Africa's only got 1 team in the semi-final of the URC. Okay, that's worrying. I'm a bit concerned for the Poms.
How many New Zealand coaches have they got?
I'm very concerned for the Poms because they've got financial struggles across all their clubs.
Yeah.
And in fact, they're starting to talk about merging teams like Newcastle Falcons, Sale Sharks, et cetera, and they wanted to call that merger the North. And so the Sale Sharks guy, the boss, he comes out, he says, I don't care what you call it, as long as you call it Sale Sharks, you can merge who you like, just call it Sale Sharks.
And the money's there.
Yeah.
It sounds like a Sharks thing to do these sort of things. Yeah? But they have a New
But I
Zealand
also
coach
back
or
the
Australian
Stormers
coach as well.
to take on those Irish sides. You know, I think the Stormers are playing good brand of rugby at the moment, and they're in with a good chance.
Also, don't forget that Munster's playing Leinster, so it's your classic Irish derby.
Irish derby, yeah.
And if Munster upset Leinster, Stormers got a potential home final.
Home final, yeah.
So all they got to do is get over Connacht, And yeah, traveling to South Africa. Connacht.
No.
Right, yeah, true. Okay, right, so that is the end of our Babwe Banter for tonight. Guys, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Thanks very much.
Thanks.
A reminder as well to subscribe on YouTube. Make sure that you follow us on Instagram. And as always, like and share on Facebook. We're going to catch you next week. Babwe Banter. Cheers for now.